We are recording this, so if you have anybody who can make it tonight, they'll be able to look at it later. Think about it. And if it gets too warm in here, just start popping the windows. It's okay.
It'll be all right.
It'll be quite all right.
Okay, that's crazy. Welcome, everyone. This is insane, and I love it. We can't ever have furniture again, babe. All right, well, I'm Holly, and this is Dave. For those of you that don't know, we live here. We'll be here all night to answer any questions. Our daughter may kick you out, just so you know. But welcome, everyone, really. I was introduced to Advocare in April of 2012 by Dave's cousin, Christina, who invited me to a mixer much smaller, but like this, at her house. And I didn't really know anything about the company or about the products, but I love Christina, so I wanted to go support her. And when I walked in the door, I saw people with tons of energy who looked and felt amazing, and I wanted that. I have narcolepsy, so I was tired all the time, and I was medicated for that, which kept me awake during work hours, but really it left me nothing when I got home for our 4 kids or my husband. And so I had my first spark that night, and I felt amazing. And I came home. Dave had no idea, but I signed up to become a distributor, not because I wanted a business, but really because I wanted product and I wanted it at a discount. And so I kept drinking Spark, and I kept going to Don Ponce every Tuesday to hear more about the products, more about the company, and really to be surrounded by the people, because that was lacking in my life too. I just didn't realize it at the time. I needed that positive influence. So one day, our daughter, who is somewhere around here, she needed some assistance, and I'll say that nicely because she was getting on the scale 5 and 6 times a day. She was excusing herself in the middle of dinner. I'm not talking behind her back. She would tell you the same thing. And she'd go to the bathroom, and God only knows what she was doing in there. But I found that unacceptable, so I took her with me to a mixer, and she saw what I saw, and she wanted to do a 24-day challenge. I said, that's great, but I need your dad for that. Well, at least needed his credit card. So I came to him, and he was not supportive because he had some scar tissue from another direct sales venture that I had been in about 17 years ago, where I bought a chunk of product and it went nowhere. So I had to convince him. I had a plan B. My dad was going to give me the money if Dave didn't want to support me, and I told him that.
Blackmail, boy.
I told him that I'd have his credit card paid off in 2 months. He didn't believe that for a second. And I told him that there's a 12-month money-back guarantee on all the products, and there is. And that he bought into. So really what he thought was, I can be a supportive husband, and when she fails, I can get all my money back. Okay. So I pried the credit card from his hand, and I placed that advisor order, which we'll talk about in a little bit. But Dakota and I jumped on the 24-day challenge. I got the energy I was looking for. I was feeling amazing. And I told everybody that would listen, and lots of people who didn't want to. And I didn't care because I wanted everybody to feel the way I was feeling. And Dakota lost 10.5 pounds and 10 3/4 inches, and her whole life changed. Her body changed, obviously, but her insides changed too. Her self-esteem went through the roof. She was feeling incredible. She now has a boyfriend. Crazy. But she went on to lose 40 pounds, and she's kept that off for over 2 years. She looks amazing. She'll chat with you all day about it because of what it's done for her. Dave didn't try any products. He didn't want anything to do with it. He's looked like this his whole life. He didn't think he needed it. But he could be convinced. Anyway, after we had great results on products, I had a mixer like this, much smaller, in that room where I stood up and said, welcome. I turned as red as Dave's shirt, and I sat down and let Don Funk do the rest. And so this is awesome because I just couldn't envision this big a picture. Woo, Sean Rudiger, I hate you. You're going to make me cry already. I only said that because he said he wanted to see me stand up here and cry. Anyway, so we had a mixer what we hadn't used in products I had sold, and that credit card was paid off in 6 weeks, and that got Dave's attention. And so he jumped on a 24-day challenge with a little push.
Yeah, Sunday night was here's your challenge, and Monday morning I went to work with a whole lot of products and not really knowing what I was getting myself into. But she's absolutely right. I was not on board when this all started. And to be honest, if you told me that we have 80-some people in this house on Sunday night, I'd say, get out here, go in place. But that's kind of what this has done. I got on product, felt great. First thing I noticed is I wasn't tired. In the process, I kicked the 3-pot-a-day coffee habit. That's what I used to do for energy, and that will hurt you. And I didn't realize what I was doing to myself. Yeah, I got grandma's genetics, and I look like this for the rest of my life. But I didn't realize how bad I was treating my body. You know, working every shift and then eating Skyline at lunch and Dairy Queen at night, those tend to have its adverse effects no matter how healthy you think you are. But in the process of my challenge, I kicked a few bad habits, kicked that coffee addiction, and got really healthy and had a ton of energy. And it's true, you don't know what it feels like, what it's like to feel good until you feel great. And I will say that over and over because I'm still out there pumping it with these 20-something that will go in the fire and wearing them out. And you'll hear me use the term monster all the time because we have a lot of monsters in this room tonight that understand that. When you feel that good, you can function that well. So that's what I noticed first off the bat. But also what I noticed was a little bit of a change at home. I'm just gonna go spark him in the face. Let me put it to you this way: working 24-hour shifts, sometimes 36, when you get held over, it wears you out, both mentally and physically, and you tend to take it out on your family, no matter how much you think you know. And the rule around here was, if the dogs didn't greet me at the door, neither did my family. And they're absolutely right, because they didn't. They would hide from me because you never knew what you were going to get out of this when you walked through the door. And it's absolutely true, because I was the guy that when you saw me in the grocery store, at the other end of the grocery aisle, you'd move your cart if we made eye contact. And that was me. I was not the guy that you just walked up to and shook hands and hugged, which a lot of you know what I had to go through. But it would change. When you feel good all the time, you don't feel like that. You don't feel angry. You're not upset. You can't flip a switch. It's just feeling good all the time feels great. And that's been priceless to me and priceless with family and relationships at home.
So Dave didn't lose any weight, but he did go from about 14% body fat to about 8 in 24 days. And that stroked his ego a little bit too. What he didn't know was by the time he jumped on product, I was already making over $1,000 a month just helping other people, loving on them, giving them energy, helping them lose weight. And we started sharing together. And by month 6, that had grown to over $3,000 a month. And in February of 2013, we went to a huge corporate training event. And Dave really saw the heartbeat of the company there. And we decided if we could reach and maintain a certain level of leadership that I could walk away from my full-time job. A dream I had a long time ago when our kids were little, but I stuffed down because it wasn't a possibility to raise 4 kids on one income. And so in July of 2013, I walked away from a job that I loved, that I'd been at for 12 years, to come home to a family that I love more and to be able to invest my time and energy in them. That was priceless because our youngest boy is active duty Army now, and I was able to be home with him his senior year. That's all I'm going to say about that. All right. You can do this.
Anyway, what we are Advocare. Everybody in this room is part of Advocare. And it's a world-class nutritional company that was founded in 1993 out of Plano, Texas by a man named Charlie Reyes. And we've got over 70-plus nutritional line, product line, and over 250 years of science behind those products, which you will hear about here shortly. Hundreds of world-class endorsers, including Drew Brees, Rich Froning, 4-time CrossFit
Sorry, let me get out of the way.
Yeah, for all you girls that want to using us now, let's get them out of the way. And but what we do is we deal in two primary areas, actually 3. We deal a lot with the people that you see here in this room. We provide solutions in 2 key areas, one being health. Whether you're looking for just energy, mental focus, a little bit of weight management, sports performance line, which I personally love, wellness, and also the skincare line, which I haven't been using enough of, but I have wrinkles. So, but also in finances. One of the things we never planned on was an income out of this, or paying it forward to a lot of other people and helping them find financial freedom and debt freedom. And that's definitely what the business side of it's all about. You can earn a little extra income, create that plan B, which for a lot of people has turned to a plan A as well. It makes changes in families' lives, so you'll hear a lot of good things about that. You be part of the winning team because not only do we coach through the challenge and we coach through the product usage, and the people that have goals on the health side. You're also coached through the financial side as well, which is invaluable.
My arms don't want to go. Sorry.
You want to throw this card?
Sorry. So we're all here because of this man, Charlie Regis. He founded Advocare. He wanted to create the world's finest nutritional products and use the direct sales model to distribute those products for a couple of reasons. One, to let ordinary people live an extraordinary life, but also, so like Dave was talking about, you have a coach, you have some support system with you with this product. It's not just buy something off the shelf and good luck. It's that support system around you all the time. Charlie had made his millions with another direct sales company, so he didn't have to create Advocare, but he wanted to. He felt like his purpose hadn't been fulfilled. So he wrote down on a napkin our 10 guiding principles. The first 2 being honor God through your faith, family, and friends, and the second to respect and strengthen the family. They go on and on about building people up and loving on them and building self-esteem, all of which we can stand on, knowing that they're the highest principles that you want to live your life by, as well as run a company by. So there's no mission statement with Advocare. We just follow those guiding principles as closely as we can. We all use the latest cutting edge science, the highest quality ingredients, and highest amounts of those. And that's probably all I want to say about Charlie. So Charlie wasn't a doctor. So he went to his doctor buddy and said, I want the most elite of the doctors to be on our SciMed board. And that's just what he created. So we have doctors in oncology, kinesiology, pharmacology, scientists, doctors, and several have wings at hospitals and at universities named after them. Dr. Stanley Dudrick, who I like to point out, is known for being the father of the IV. He in the early 70s, so anyone that you know that's been fed through an IV, it's because of his brilliant mind, and he's personally responsible for saving 30 to 50 million lives. But although these guys are awesome and they come together and create our incredible products, I think what makes it even more notable, that's not the word I want, but incredible, is they are all on product. They know the value of supplementation. They know how awesome the products are. So they're not just white coats that are telling us we should do it. They are all drinking the same Spark we do and all take the same M&S packets we do as well. All right. Yeah, thank you. So we have some incredible stories that we are going to bring up and share about how the products have affected their lives. And I think I'm going to start with Lisa because she's the most comfortable.
Although I warn you, Lisa, we spoke in front of what, 700 people down in Cincy. I'm a little more nervous now than I was.
Seriously.
Good luck.
So I met Lisa at the physical therapy office that I used to work at. Wow. Yeah, this is hot. And it's hot. So I really wanted to tell her a quick story. Yes, please don't strip. And talk about BioTools.
Okay. I hadn't seen that side of the
You got this.
I got this. All right.
Do what?
You are. So, like Holly said, I met her through her physical therapy office back in 2008, I believe. I had been diagnosed with fibromyalgia. The rheumatologist said, hey, I think you'll get some relief from physical therapy, so give that a shot. Did I think it would work? No, because for 10 years I've been looking for relief, but I was always looking. I was always trying to find something, because I got to the point where my husband and I had the dreaded conversation that I was going to file for Social Security disability because I could barely get out of bed anymore. It was that bad. That's the point I've reached. My other reason was because maybe I could cut down on the pain pills I was taking. Because I was eating Vicodin, extra Tylenol, ibuprofen like they were candy. And I wasn't rotating them, I was taking them all at the same time. So anything to get me through a few hours until I had to take the next dose. It was ugly. I had checked out of my family's life. I was no longer a part of them. My husband knew, not unlike Dave, poor guy, my husband knew if I got up on Saturday morning, he better have the kids out because it wasn't cool when Mom got up in the morning because I hadn't slept all night. I was in pain. It took me 15 minutes to stand up straight. So, long story short, that's not a long story short, is it? Anyways, so I started working with Holly. Try this, try that. I would get text messages at 10 o'clock at night from somebody whose job had ended at 5 o'clock earlier that day, saying, have you tried this? Have you tried that? Yes, I did. No, I haven't. I'll look into it. And we did that for about a year and a half, and still I was struggling. So I got a message from her one night at 8:30. I remember it well. She was at her cousin's mixer, and she said, I believe I found what you need. So there's that part of me going, okay, I want to be hopeful, because you always want to be hopeful that something's going to work. But the skeptic in me said, I'll try it because I trust her, but is it really going to work? So I showed up at her house here, her very first mixer. I'm one of the rookies. Showed up at the very first mixer. I sat on the couch. People will tell you they remember their first mixers. I don't. I'm very sorry. I'm sad to say that. I remember walking in thinking I really want to be on the bed, not here. But I had given her my word I'd be here. But you just got to know that night changed my life. Because I walked out of here with a box of BioTunes. It's an anti-inflammatory. I walked out of here with that box, and 10 days later, my life made a complete turnaround. So if somebody brought you here because they see a need in you, trust them. Because as scared as I was to trust and to have hope again, I still did it because there was something there. So the product itself, it's a two-part. It's actually a two-part system. There's a little bronze strength packet, and then there's 2 capsules. I take them every morning. I might have 1 or 2 bad days a month where I'm a little bit achy. I'm kind of like, but when I used to have 1 or 2 maybe good days a month, I can handle a couple achy days. So. Here, I'm I have the privilege of introducing somebody brand new to my life who I can't wait for you to hear her story. I met her last September. I met her last September through a friend of mine who lives in Louisiana. Friend came to visit. She said, hey, can my friend Nikki come visit? I said, absolutely. So they sat in the living room, chatted for a while. And I said, why don't you come see what we do? Because she works all these crazy hours and she felt miserable. She said, I don't know how I get through life without my spark. And I said, then you need to come see what we do. And she came. And I want you to hear her story.
Come on, Nikki.
Wait till you see that. Nobody knows your story. You got it. Oh my goodness gracious.
So this is Nikki's first time sharing, and she's a champion because she's going to do it with everybody here.
Yes, I know.
Products running out, right? Okay. Yes, I was introduced to AdvoCare in September this past year. Heather from Louisiana, met up with her, talked in Lisa's living room. I had never met Lisa before, and they talked about AdvoCare, their products, and what it did for them. And I'm thinking in my mind, that's great. I'm happy for you guys, but that's just not really something I'm interested in. Lisa offered to take me to my first mixer, which was here, and I knew I wasn't going to be able to shake Lisa off. She was so strong. I gave in. I said, yeah, I'll go. So I came here. I walked through that front door and immediately felt a feeling of acceptance. It was from people, strangers that I had never met before that accepted me when I couldn't even accept myself.
I hated myself. I hated my job. I hated life in general. And I'm shaking. I'm very, very sorry. I work swing shift. I work very bad hours. 16 to 12, 16-hour shifts, 40, 60, 80 hours a week. So I had very limited amount of time at home. I came in here and I sat actually over there somewhere and was listening to the stories, and I would have tears well up in my eyes because the stories relate to me and what I was experiencing. And I'm sorry, I'm shaking. So anyway, I wanted to leave because I didn't want to be a part of it, but the stories just sucked me in. After it was all over with, I was getting ready to walk out the door, and Lisa and Holly stopped me and they talked to me for a little bit. Long story short, which the lazy long story short, but I stood there at that kitchen counter and I signed up right away. Honestly, I've got 4 kids at home, so I needed a way to save a little money, so I signed up for the discount. Ordered my 24-day challenge that night. October, 1st of October, I think, I started my 24-day challenge. Ooh, I'm gonna take off my glasses. 24-day challenge. About day 3 was a huge change. I felt happier. I had more energy. I was able to spend more time with my kids, the time that I did have at home with them. 24 days, I lost like 10 pounds and about 11 inches. But I had a smile on my face. My husband said, "You got a figure now." And my daughter sees the smile on my face. I had hope. I was laughing again. I felt great. That's really my story, but my story goes bigger than that. In December, Advocare was doing this all-in nationwide 24-day challenge. I had talked to my husband about it because, we needed just a little change in our life. And so he wasn't really in for it, wanted no part of it. My husband was an alcoholic. We both worked at the same place. We both worked swing shifts. So we didn't have a life together. We basically coexisted in the same house. My daughter is 19. She just graduated high school this past year. She was diagnosed with depression, anxiety, and hypothyroidism. I had just gotten off of a midnight shift and I came home and got my 8-year-old ready for school, got her on the bus. I was getting ready to head to bed and my husband came up to me and said, kind of thinking about doing this challenge thing. And I'm thinking, babe, that's great, and I didn't want to push him because I was afraid he was going to say, he was going to change his mind and want no part of it. So just kind of left him be. And I went on to bed, a little prayer, and fell asleep. A couple hours later, he wakes me up and says, order it now. So I get this big smile on my face, get a couple tears, and of course I had to message Holly and Lisa and tell them what happened. And I went ahead and ordered the challenge, but not for me and my husband, but for my daughter as well. January 7th, we started 24-day challenge. I'm trying to do this stuff. It's not working too well. Day 10 was the day of the ovulation. I get a text message from my husband. He told me that he lost 8 pounds and 5 inches. It was absolutely amazing results. But my husband is alcohol free. My husband's smiling. My husband jokes around with me now. My daughter lost 9 pounds and 11 inches, but my daughter's got a smile on her face. Day 5 into the challenge, she told me that she stopped taking her depression medicine, and it showed. She had a huge smile on her face. She's got her confidence back. Since then, we've lost a total of 37 pounds in our house and 37 inches. But we have hope in our house now. The products do work. There is feeling of love. There's renewal in my house. There was something there was a, I don't even know the words. There was a purpose. I didn't know what that purpose was until my best friend from Kansas started her 24-8 challenge on Sunday. You guys will be able to hear her story and you'll be overwhelmed like I was. But anyway, we have plans. We make plans now. We do things together now. And even though the scheduling is still a little warm, we still make time to conversate. We still make time to joke every once in a while. So that's my story.
Woo! I can talk now. Okay, so why do we do what we do? That would be why. All right, where are you, Anna? I can't see you. I know, right? Rachel, the tissues are behind me. So another person I wouldn't know if it hadn't been for Advocare is Anna, and I've grown to love her, and we did our race together, and we're going to do a half marathon together in May. So I'm super excited for you to hear from her. Okay. I'm going to try not to cry because I'm a crier. I'm already starting to. So, I'm going to get on with this. My name's Anna, and Advocare found me will be a year in February. I have always been an overweight girl. I never had self-esteem, never had self-confidence, hated who I saw in the mirror. So I finally decided I was going to take control of my life. I tried diets, I tried pills, I tried everything. I'd lose a little bit of weight, I'd gain it back plus some. So I finally just said, I'm done. I had had enough of it, and I decided that last year I was going to take control of my life for the first time in 25 years. It's hard to say. And so I started posting on Facebook at the beginning of the year, like most people, my New Year's resolution, lose weight, get healthy. A friend of mine who we're going to hear speak soon had sent me a message saying, you know, I have something that can help you. Come listen, come learn, and see what we do. I brushed her off for a good 3 or 4 months. And finally, to be honest, I came just to shut her up so she would leave me alone. So I'd be like, I came, I heard, I saw, not for me. I can do this on my own. I don't need your help. Little did I know that I'd come that night and sitting in the back of the room in the farthest spot back in the rocking chair, hiding from everybody, I would have a spark and have the energy I never had before. Don't even remember having that much energy when I was a little kid. I was able to kick my 8 to 12 cups every single morning of coffee, plus some in the afternoon to keep me going because of the spark. I decided that I needed spark for the rest of my life, so I signed off the discount and I saved up the money to jump on the challenge. I ended up losing 10.5 pounds, 12.5 inches my first go around. But it's so much more than the weight loss for me. I've gained confidence, I've gained happiness, I've gained my smile back. I like who I see in the mirror. My friends ask me to go out now, and instead of faking a stomach ache or a headache or I don't have the money, I go out, I do things with my friends. I'm finally living my life at 26 years old. I ran the first 5-mile with Holly and the first 5K with Allison this year, and like she said, I have signed up for a half marathon. Don't really know what I was thinking. But anyway, I'm gonna do this, and it's just giving me the confidence that I've needed in my life and the happiness that I've needed. And my goal in life is to have a storefront for my bakery. I own a bakery out of my home at the moment. But my goal is to have a storefront for that, and Advocare is going to provide that for me. It's giving me the confidence. It's going to give me the ability. It's going to give me the money. Dang it, I almost made it. But because of Advocare, it's changed my life. And like I said, yes, I've had great weight loss. I'm down 72 pounds. I'm from 24 down to an 18 right now, and I'm still going strong. I've got a little ways to go yet, but I'm getting there. but it's just given me my life. It's given me hope. It's given me the ability to dream. And that's what I love about Advocare. This is truly my second family, and I needed that in my life.
You're awesome.
I am looking at you.
Sorry, I'm back in the corner crying with all the big guys. What the heck? Oh my gosh. Are you getting my stuff too?
Yeah. You're on your own.
Oh my. Oh.
All right, so the 24-day challenge. You're going to start every morning with a spark because it's amazing. You're going to want it for the rest of your life. It replaces any coffees, teas, sodas, sugary drinks, or energy drinks that you might be having now. Tastes amazing, lots of great flavors, and gives you nice sustained mental focus for 3 to 5 hours. You're going to get an herbal cleanse box. In here are 3 products. Your coach will walk you through them once you get your challenge. But in here's a fiber drink, mix and chug. That's all I'm going to say. Just drink it fast. It's meant to go in and scrub your gut, but not push everything out so fast that you're spending all day in the bathroom. So gentle and uneventful. You don't have to call for work. You don't have to know where the closest bathroom is all the time. But
on a 24-hour shift.
That's right. You're going to take some herbal cleanse tablets in the evening, as Brett says, that I love. They work like scrubbing bubbles to go in and scrub everything up while you're sleeping. And then you're going to add a probiotic in, which helps put the good bacteria in, because when you're cleansing everything out. You're also going to be using Omegaplex, which is our good fatty acids, the fish oils, to push the good fats in and push those bad fats out. Great for every cell in your body: hair, skin, nails, cardiovascular system, nervous system, joints. Every cell in your body uses fish oil, so they're hugely important. And we have the best of the best. Going too fast. Okay, so you're going to drink a lot of water, about half your body weight in ounces of water a day, and you're also going to be eating. It's an eating program. Why Advocare works is because we teach you how to eat the right things at the right time so that you have lifelong success, not just a diet, which start and stop. So you're going to be eating lots of fruits and veggies, lean meats, complex carbs, whole grains, things like that. Things to stay away from on the cleanse: alcohol, fatty foods, high sugar, processed foods, those kind of things you're going to avoid. And you're going to avoid dairy for the first 10 days. You can add in some healthy dairies on day 11. But an add-on product or companion product that doesn't come with the challenge, but we highly recommend, is Catalyst. It was developed for the '96 Olympic wrestling team, so when they were cutting weight to make their weight class, they weren't losing their strength and their muscle mass. So that's exactly what it does for us. Keeps those muscles protected while you're dropping fat weight.
Absolutely. And day 11 through 24 is the max phase, the rebuild phase. This is where you're putting in all the good stuff and really getting your metabolism that boost that you need and getting it out of that cycle of let's operate 3 times a day and let's run 24/7. You're going to start off every day with your spark. I just realized you're letting me talk about product.
I know, make it quick.
Okay. You're going to start off every day like you normally do with your spark, because that's what works. It gets you out, and you're going to replace your coffee with that because it's actually got a function. Amino acids and vitamins will get you going and get you going. Next is one of my favorites, is the meal replacement shakes. If you're not a breakfast eater like I am, these are a must. It starts off balancing your day out, giving you energy with 24 grams of protein and 24 grams of carbs. That's a 50-50 split of fast energy and long-term energy that'll get you going on your day. More importantly than that, it's going to start off that oven right off the bat. When you're going through your 24-day challenge, and you start waking up through 11 through 24, you're going to be hungry when you wake up. That's a good thing. Next is the M&S. The M&S system is fantastic. This is basically what keeps me on that even keel for the 24-hour shifts. And it's a multi-nutritional, it is a metabolic nutritional system. This is what really gets your metabolism rolling. It's got a vitamin strip package, really easy to use. They're firefighter proof, they're marked so you know when to take them. So, there's no excuses. You take one before, one during meal, and so on and so forth throughout your day. But more importantly is it has a little bit of the thermogenics and the nutritional values and fill the gaps that you're not going to get no matter what food you get, no matter where you get it from. You're not going to get the nutritional needs out of it. They've engineered foods to grow so fast to feed the population that there's no possible way it can produce the vitamins and minerals it had in it 50 years ago. So this fills those gaps, and this is what keeps you healthy, and this is what keeps you strong.
Another companion product is ThermoPlus. And for those of you who have more than 20 or so pounds to lose, we suggest that you add this in. It acts like a gas pedal to weight loss. It's a metabolism booster. Like they said, breakfast, most important meal of the day. Get up and eat a great breakfast. Then you're going to have a snack. Then you're going to have lunch. Then you're going to have a snack. Then you're going to have dinner. And if you're hungry in the evening, have a great snack. And if you're not, then don't. But really, it's about keeping your fire burning, like you said, all day long. Adding fuel to your fire all day long. Okay, that's the 24-day challenge.
When you're done, it's really simple. You're going to continue to eat healthy. You're going to continue to use the products that work for you. This is not a keep hammering all the cleanse and the challenge down. This is continuing on what works. For me, it was just simply Spark, M&S systems, breakfast shakes, and I got into the performance line because it works. So that's pretty much it in a nutshell for the challenge.
So we stay on, like Dave said, days 11 through 24 continually, and then every 90 days do another cleanse to keep our bodies nice and healthy. All right. So now we're going to have a couple of business stories to keep things rolling because we have some awesome champions in the room. And I think Jimmy's going to start us out. He is our newest rookie bonus earner.
Yeah. It's easier when you do it with the spouse, because the only day you never know what you're doing.
That's right, by yourself.
Well, first, Dave, Holly, thanks for having us out. We're rookie bonus earners, so we just got started on this. I came to my first mixer here. Jason Green brought me here on November 9th. Wasn't sure what I was getting myself into. Holly came up, never met Holly before, gave me a big hug, which I'm not really a big hugger. Once you get into this, you'll become a hugger. Lisa didn't come with me that night, but I had my first spark. Didn't realize at the time I was having a little rush from that spark. Jason gave me a video. I went home, told her about this video. I said, we put this video in. We watched this whole video for the next hour, and I just talked. She like ordered. Well, we'll have to go see about this. So we went to another mixer. I think that following Thursday. I looked at it again, watching it. I'm a numbers guy, so I had to see it again. So
I tried to spark.
she tried to spark. She was hooked. She's like, we're getting in this right now. I said, no, we're going to wait. I want to go look. So I investigated it. I Googled everything. I wanted to see what was going on. Came to our next mixer here a couple of weeks later. Dave was here that night. He was working my first one. We signed up for a challenge, and we started our challenge on November 28th, which was the day after Thanksgiving. She wanted to start it sooner. I said, but I'm eating on Thanksgiving. We started November 28th. After day 5, I was starting to feel energized. We go to work. We both work. Come home. We eat supper. We get on the couch. We watch PBR. Catch up on our shows. Since then, that's changed. I started waking up early, and I was like, well, I'm up early. I want to go do something. So I had these old Biggest Loser videos. I popped one of them in, started going Biggest Loser ab workout in the mornings. She woke up one morning and said, what in the world are you doing?
I got a new husband.
So we did that. That was day 5. Called Holly. I said, what do we get this all in? They talk about an all in. I said, what do we got to do this all in? So you got to order $3,000 worth of product. You get a discount. That sounds huge. I know. Don't get worried about that. But we said we're going all in. So we went all in on that Tuesday, December 2nd. And then Holly said, we got 7 weeks to get you a rookie bonus. I know what a rookie bonus is. I said, sounds great. So we're going to get you $500. Oh, that sounds great. So after the 24-day challenge, I lost 21 pounds. At the time, I was on my last belt loop the other way. Now I'm on the last belt loop the other way. So I almost had to buy a belt. Now I got to buy a belt. So we started that following Monday. We had our first mixer. We had some people show up. which they said that's good. People showed up. Okay. 3 weeks later, we had one person in so far. It was going slow. Holly kept saying, we're going to get you guys that rookie bonus. December 29th, we had another mixer. Nobody except people in the business showed. We had a no-show mixer. So we had a training session. We contacted people. Everybody's coming. They're coming. Last minute, they can't. It's going to happen. But while we're in there, I get a phone call. And a friend of mine called and said, hey, I'm going to hear some more information about that. I said, that's great. I got a friend here. I'll put her on the phone. Let's talk to her. So Holly got on the phone with my friend. Next thing I know, she said, where's your computer? I said, well, it's in here. She goes, go get your computer. She's signing up right now. So Holly signed her up, got her on a challenge. She signed up right then. That was number 2. And then we said, well, we got to get one more. We got to get you up $3,000. Well, in the meantime, signed up 3 more people. We signed 4 up that last week. Got the 3,000, so we got our rookie bonus. And we just are glad to be here.
All right, so their champion leaders are going to come share. They're hiding in the corner right now, but Wade, Allison, Bean, great friends of ours before Advocare, and now our newest, I'm not doing this one. And now our newest silver pin earner. All right, so we were introduced to Advocare about 2.5 years, almost 3 years. Holy cow. Like Holly said, we knew Dave and Holly before Advocare kind of entered their lives, and I saw her posting on Facebook about losing weight and gaining energy, and we were in the process of planning a wedding, remodeling a house. We were crazy busy, and I was like, I want to do this. And to take you back a little bit, I was diagnosed with type 1 diabetes at the age of 14. And when I was diagnosed, what I didn't know was the insulin that I was going to have to be on the rest of my life to survive, which I'm hoping and praying that my condition soon. There's also a growth hormone. And a couple years later, found out I had a thyroid condition along with other hormone problems. And being a female in high school, it was really hard. I would try to lose weight. I would lose a couple pounds. I would gain it back. I tried eating healthy. It didn't work. So a couple weeks prior to us finding out about Advocare, I had went to my endocrinologist, who I see about every 3 months. And at that point in time, she told me that you're not taking care of yourself, and if you keep this up, not so good things are going to happen. I kind of shoved it to the back burner. I wasn't checking my blood sugars. I wasn't eating healthy. Just honestly didn't really care because I didn't want to deal with it because I had lived with it for so long. So when I kind of went to Wade and said, you don't have a choice, you're doing this 24-day challenge thing with me. I also made a promise to myself that I was going to get back on track because I was getting married. And I wanted to live a lot longer. So we started our 24-day challenge, and I lost 8 pounds. But what I knew more importantly was if I could keep the weight off, because I had tried so many things in the past, that it would actually work. So almost 2.5 years later, I've been able to lose 20 pounds and keep it off. You can take with it.
So we got started on a challenge, like you said. In the 24 days, I had lost about 25 pounds. And so for 2 years now, I've dropped I've lost 30 pounds and been able to keep it off. But what we had talked about before we got married is how much we wanted kids. And with her A1C being so out of whack, that was going to be impossible. So after our 24 days, she went back to her endocrinologist, and we were released to start trying to have children, which has been the biggest blessing in our lives, in my life. And, you know, hitting, you know, getting in the business part of it and hitting silver. You know, we're pulling a steady income monthly now through this business, and you know, I work 2 jobs. I work an 8 to 5, and then 2 nights a week I work a 12-hour shift at the fire department, and that's why I'm paid. And even working 2 jobs and her working her job, you know, it's hard to make ends meet. I have school loans that aren't paid off, but having this income come in has been, you know, I can afford now to pay my school loans that I haven't been paying for the last year and a half because I just couldn't afford it. And so having an income, extra income is amazing. I can afford to, you know, pay down my loans and still not have to worry about, you know, how we're going to pay for our medical supplies, how we're going to pay, you know, our bills, how we're going to take care of ourselves. And, you know, this journey to me has been so amazing. It's been a life changer for us, it really has. And I would spend all the money that we invested in this all over again, because this opportunity is amazing. And the things that you can do through this company, the people that you meet is just outstanding. You know, I haven't met, you know, a lot of these people I would not have met if I hadn't been Connecticut, and I love every one of you guys. So that's
And
our
because
story.
we love to celebrate our silvers.
Now let's explain the history of this. Holly normally.
Sorry, I'm trying to-
No, because this is, you gotta understand, this is a big thing. We talk about people we love, and this is definitely two of my favorite people. In fire service, whenever somebody gets promoted or gets pinned full time, the wife usually does the thing. Well, we started getting these for the girls in the business, but I think it's only fitting with the husband. And his wife.
Right?
What?
No, you're good. All right, one more story on the business side before we bring up the function. And I would not know this person, or her beautiful children, or her awesome husband, if it wasn't for Advocare. So Kendra's gonna come up and share her story somewhere. She's trying to avoid me, but it's not happening. Okay. My name is Kendra Beck, and I came into Advocare about 3 years ago, and I was introduced to it by Dawn. Absolutely had no idea what Advocare was, didn't know I was looking for something. But what I did know was we were short on energy, a 7-month-old and a 5-year-old. At the time, we were falling asleep about 8:30 at night on the couch. So we were trying to fight that battle of get the kids to bed before we fell asleep. And then getting up my husband usually gets up at 5:30, 6 o'clock, and heads out for about a 12-hour shift a day. He's a machinist, so he works 60 to 70 hours a week. That includes half day on Saturday as well. In addition, it was a family business, or it is still a family business. So sometimes he has to do things that he really doesn't want to do, like to do, extra overtime. You know, when somebody doesn't come in, he's always taking the brunt of it. So when we were introduced, we thought life was great. We had 2 kids. We were both working. You know, we were making some decent money.
But like I said, we lacked energy. But what I saw was a bigger picture, was able to get Craig off of the overtime. Because I will tell you, it is a killer when you are waiting that hour with your kids, waiting on dad to get home just to see them an hour before they go to bed. 1 hour a day. Absolutely ridiculous. If we're living the American dream, which is overweight and underpaid for sure, and we're working for that, that's insane. Why you have a family if you can't be with them? And so when Dawn said she was making an extra $100 to $300 a month, that's what I saw to bring Craig home off overtime. Bring him home a little bit earlier at night, get him off Saturdays. So with that in mind, I went home and I sat down with the Impact magazine, the spark Dawn gave me, and I said, Craig, I am doing this. I have no idea what it is. I've never taken a vitamin in my life. I don't really care, but this looks cool and I can do it with you. It's not something that I have to do by myself. It's not a lot of parties I have to go to, and I just didn't do all of that. But what I saw was it was a family business. I love Charlie's Principles, and that really drew me in with the family side of it. And Craig said, whatever, just I've done things before. I've done vitamins. I don't need to lose weight, but I've done different things in high school to gain muscle and all of that. He said, just order me whatever to shut you up, was basically it. And you know, Craig, we were totally opposites. So that's what he said. I ordered him a 24-day challenge. I got on products because I thought if I'm going to be doing this business and helping others, I need to probably take something. I thought I had 5 pounds to lose. Fast forward into the challenge. I lost 7 pounds. Craig lost 20 pounds on the challenge. And I went on to go from a size 8 to a size 2 in 3 months. So absolutely amazing, kept it off for 3 years. But it was even bigger if you fast forward to 6 months ago. I was in a job that was very degrading. If you have or ever had a boss that is constantly nagging you, my stomach would get upset when my phone would ring, even though I worked from home, because I knew on the other end of the line, somebody is just telling me how horrible I am, some mistake I made. Whatever it is, it just, my stomach would hurt. You know, and I didn't realize what I was doing to myself. And I told Craig that, you know, a month or 2 later, I said, gosh, I was just sick to my stomach. So, with having built a business and Advocare being a lot bigger than what we thought, because we were averaging $1,000 a month, we paid off $17,000 worth of debt. We paid off my college loans. Those were gone, which I never thought I would ever get out of. And Craig wasn't working as much. He was working about 45 hours a week. Absolutely amazing to him because he got to spend time and he realized how much time he missed with his kids. And he said, all right, I'm all in. You know, it took Craig a while to get in. But because we had Advocare, I was able to 6 months ago walk away from my job and say, can't do this anymore. It's just killing our family. It's killing me. My son has a medical psychological issue that we did not take the time. And he's 7 years old to try to figure out. And it was time for me to spend time with him and try to figure it out. And I was not doing that. We were making ends meet. We were paying bills. Everything looked good. We had the house. You know, we have cars, but we did not have the time to give to him to fix what needed to be fixed. So thank God I have so many friends in this room that I reached out to and I've been working with in the past couple of months to try to help him and help our family. But it would not have been possible if we did not get involved with Advocare. So when I met Dawn at the PTO meeting, I had no idea what I was getting into. But I am absolutely so blessed. And we are going to be at the end of this year steadily making $3,000 a month. Because Craig wants to back that off a little bit more, even come home and have his own business from home. He can be with us all the time. So that is our dream. So thank you for letting me share. I think I have the privilege of introducing Dawn and Brett Funk, who are with us tonight, and that was Dawn who got me started, and I am so forever grateful that you did that and you introduced me, you gave me that spark, and I had no idea what she was doing in the PTO meeting, but it was absolutely wonderful, and they've just been a blessing in our lives.
Great. You guys hang tight for about 15 more minutes.
Yes.
Do we need to stand up and do wave or something?
All right, I just have to say this has been absolutely amazing. You know, the store, I was not a credit card advocate either, but I tell you what, I'm breaking down tonight. All of your stories are absolutely inspiring and just are what fuel Brett and I every day to just keep sharing and keep helping people. We're gonna kind of just quickly, we'll share our story quickly at the end, but I just want to real quick. If this is your first mixer and you've never been to anything, raise your hand. I just want to kind of see. Okay. What? Oh, one on. Very cool. Well, thank you for coming tonight. Thank you. Make sure you thank the person. I hope that you guys are figuring out that the person who brought you here really cares about you. And you know, the greatest thing about AdvoCare are the people, and I think that we've all gotten a strong sense of that tonight, just how caring the people in AdvoCare are. And honestly, you guys, you know, I take Charlie's mission to heart every single day. AdvoCare is about advocates who care for others. And there's an S on the end of that for a reason, because we all work together to support each other. And that's the greatest thing about this company. So for the new people, we're going to kind of talk about, you guys have heard some amazing stories. You've heard some great product stories and great income stories. And, you know, we'll share ours here in a second. But we want to kind of talk about the different relationships that a person can have with AdvoCare. And I want you to understand that the fifth option is thanks but no thanks. And from day one of when Brett and I got involved, we said we will never be those people that pressure people to do AdvoCare. We want people to join AdvoCare because they're looking for change in their life. They need hope. They need help. And if they're ready to do that, we'll be here to help them. But if not, it's okay. And so if you're here tonight and you're brand new and you're like, you know, I just don't know if I'm ready, then that's okay. And we just so appreciate you coming and listening. But if you are inspired by the product stories, or if you are inspired by the option to make a Plan B income to supplement your income, you know, a lot of us work jobs where our bosses, our employers do not pay us what we're worth. Can I get an amen for that? Okay. So that is the biggest beauty of AdvoCare, is that this company will allow you through a Plan B income opportunity to bring in that extra income to supplement your income that your employer is not doing. And I just think that's so amazing. And so here are the 4 relationships. The first one, you know, the great thing about AdvoCare, we're a company of the 21st century, so everything is online. How awesome is that? Who shops at Walmart.com? I know I do. Okay, so it's just like going to an online company. And so if you're like me and I'm fired up about that 24-day challenge, I want to get on that, then you can go to whoever brought you here tonight, and you can get on their website and you can pay full price for your products. Who likes to pay full price for anything? Okay, good. So no one's going to do that. Okay. So option 2, anybody that gets on products, I have always from the very beginning spoken this with strength, because I believe in AdvoCare. If you do what's best for other people, then in the end, you'll be rewarded. And I think it's so, so important to help people get their products at a discount. And I will tell you that that spark that everyone's been talking about, it tastes better when it's cheaper. So we want to take advantage of that discount, okay? So the second option is the wholesale customer / distributor. And I always say this is not about selling AdvoCare, okay? This is about getting a discount. And so for $79 plus a little bit of tax and shipping, you get to be in control of your ordering. And here's a great thing about AdvoCare, unlike a lot of other direct sales companies. There are no auto ships, there are no minimums. You order products when you want to. And so that's great that, you know, you're not going to have your credit card charged. So for $79, you're going to be in control. How many people like to be in control? Awesome. Okay. You're going to get a distributor kit that has a free box of Spark and a free box of Slam. How many people like free stuff? Yep. All right. And every time you place an order, you're going to get a starting discount of at least 20% off or more. How many people like to get a discount? Okay. So I think we're all in agreement that the wholesale customer option is a really great investment to get your products at a discount. The third option, this is the same thing as number 2. The only difference is a mindset switch. Okay. where you start feeling great and people are like, you're happier, you're smiling more, you know, what's going on? And you have a choice. You have a choice to keep the gift of AdvoCare all to yourself, which I think is selfish. Or you have the choice to share that you are using AdvoCare products and you can share that with strength and help other people. You've heard all these stories here tonight. Think about if the person would have been selfish and not shared AdvoCare with them. Would they be standing up here tonight? No. And so by sharing AdvoCare with strength, you can help other people, and in return, you can also help yourself get your products a little bit cheaper. And you can make a little bit of hobby money. And the fourth option, this is what Brett and I did. Guys, you know, these stories tonight have been absolutely amazing. And they truly are the heart and soul of AdvoCare, because the reality is we are a product-driven company. Most of the people that are involved with AdvoCare are product users because we have amazing life-changing products. But in my opinion, our best product is the opportunity. That's our story, and we're going to share that in just a second. We were absolutely broke and broken, and we were dying financially. We needed a plan B income. And I don't know who it was that said that she's getting ready to open up a bakery. Oh, we need to talk after the mixer. That's why I got involved, was to get off of making cookies. But, you know, so we got involved, you know, we went straight to advisor. We saw this as a plan B to help me get off of one of my 3 jobs that I got paid for. And, you know, we placed a $2,100 order and got $3,000 worth of products. Yes, I was scared, but I'll tell you what, that is by far the most amazing $2,100 I've ever spent in my life. And that $2,100 investment with a 1-year money-back guarantee, $900 worth of free products. And I think about that. If I wouldn't have gone straight to advisor, when I crashed a cookout 3 weeks later and had samples with me that allowed me to spark Lori Peer, who's also here tonight, and she's a diamond leader, I would have never had samples and shared a spark with her. I would have never had samples to share with Kendra Beck. So it is so important, I think, that if you're going to do this as a business, you need those samples to get into people's bodies. And so, in fact, I'm just curious, who in here started with a spark that somebody shared with you? Okay, the power of having samples right there, guys. And so, anyway, so those are the different options. And so, real quick, we'll share. I know I want to make sure that we're done. Sorry. Okay, so this is what I'm gonna do, because I'm going with the flow here. I want to make sure, I'm real anal. I'm a former teacher, so like I gotta be done. I said we're gonna be done at 8 or 7:30, so we gotta be done by 7:30. So I got about 9 minutes. So we're gonna share a story, and then as far as how we earn income, there's a handful of people here that are new. What we're gonna do when the mixer's over, if you want to learn how we earn income, we're gonna go back over here by the fireplace, and Brett and I are gonna do a little powwow back there. Okay, we're gonna go into detail about how we earn income. Okay, because I know there's a lot of kids down there, and I know I got 4 of them down there, and so I want to make sure that we're respectful. But you know, here's our story, you guys. I'll just tell you right now, we are not the same people that started 3.5 years ago. And don't let the lip gloss fool you. And you know, the fact that I'm showered, that does not happen every day. To be professional, I took a shower and did my hair. This is not usually even who I am. But I will tell you that, you know, people talked about smiles tonight, and you know, I lived many, many years with a fake smile, and so I know really well what that feels like. We very genuinely have real smiles today, and you know, being here tonight has just taken my smile meter to about 5,000. Just being around all of you guys, and you know, I'm going to take you back. We were first introduced to AdvoCare 4.5 years ago. We were too stubborn and stupid to look at this, honestly. And you know, my buddy from college, him and I reconnected on Facebook. If you're not on Facebook and you want to do this as a business, you better get your butt on Facebook. That's all I'm saying. Because I have all kinds of evidence that backs that up. But, you know, we reconnected on Facebook, and, you know, he came to me with a life-changing business opportunity. And I don't know about you, but when I heard that phrase, I thought, what kind of scam are you wanting me to do? And I said, no, don't have time. I have 4 kids. I have 3 jobs that I get paid for. I'm a full-time school teacher, a part-time professor, and I make cookies 7 nights a week and all weekend long. I'm the PTO president. My husband works full-time for a Speedway and manages 14 stores. He's a football coach, a wrestling director, and we had a lot of other volunteer opportunities besides that. It was insane. And so needless to say, no, don't have time, don't take supplements, no. And I am mad that he never shared Spark, though. I will say that, because I could have used the Spark. But, you know, over the course of a year, now here's a great little training nugget for you guys, because what Jason Miller did is I'm forever grateful for, because every single month he circled back around to me with AdvoCare, because he knew it wasn't about when he wanted me to do AdvoCare. It was about never quitting, so that when I was ready, that he'd be there to help me. And that's what I love about the Raynors and, you know, so many other champions in this room, is that they have never quit. And I will tell you that every person that gets involved with AdvoCare deals with a little bit of, what do I want to call it, kind of like a roller coaster phase. And, you know, so anyways, over the course of a year, our reality came to fruition because we lived a life of denial. We lived in a nice house in a nice neighborhood, and we looked like the family that had it all together. But behind our 4 walls, we were absolutely drowning in debt. Guys, I still will not get rid of the amount of bills that we have from debt collectors. It sits in my office as a reminder of where we were. And gosh, I don't know. But you know, every single month, credit cards were being shut off one by one. That meant that we had to start paying cash and writing checks for groceries and school lunches, and we couldn't afford it. And so checks started bouncing, and the marriage problems started increasing because I never saw bread. And when I saw bread, I was bitter because I took care of the bills. I took care of the debt collectors. I had to deal with telling the kids no for everything every single day. And, you know, 2 kind of key things happened that finally got us to look at something different, to get us to look at AdvoCare. And that was when one of our really old cars broke down. And yeah, you know, we have a more reliable car today, but back then we had an old Chevy Blazer and a denim minivan. And, you know, we had them for a very long time. And when one of those cars broke down with no money in the bank, you know, we made a really stupid choice. And we had already cashed out Brett's 401k money, so we had no money there. We decided to go to a cash advance to take out a payday loan to fix that car. Because at almost 40 years old, I was not going to ask my mom and dad for money. I didn't want them to know how bad life was. And so that one visit turned into a cash land and a check smart for Brett, and a cash land and a check smart for me every 2 weeks when we got paid. And I'll tell you what, staring through that plexiglass, if you think sharing AdvoCare is hard, let me tell you, you go stand at a plexiglass window twice every 2 weeks and you beg for money and lie to your kids about where you're at. They're sitting out in the car. I'll tell you what, AdvoCare is very easy. And so that happened, and that ultimately led to our rock bottom moment. On my oldest daughter's birthday, June 15, 2011, I will never forget that night. I'm so grateful today for that night, because that night brought me to tears. It brought me to pray for the first time in my life, because we had $6 to our name. We were about to lose our home to foreclosure, and we couldn't take our daughter out to Steak and Shake for her birthday. And, you know, I knew that night that something had to change. I knew that we could not keep living the definition of insanity, which was getting up and doing the same thing every single day, every single month, every single year. Because here's what I figured out quickly. We said no to AdvoCare, and our life got worse. My buddy Jason Miller says yes to AdvoCare, and a year later, his life had gotten majorly better. And so that night, I knew something had to change. I knew that I wasn't the mom, the wife, the friend that I had aspired to be. And 2 weeks later, we bumped into Jason Miller at a cookout. I have a thing for crashing cookouts because they have free food and free beer, and I'm all about that. And, you know, here he is, and I saw a couple things. I saw that him and his wife looked great, that they definitely lost weight. I saw that they were passionate and they were genuine about what they were doing. And that really spoke to my heart because I thought they were just peddling pills, but they really believed in what they were doing. And they shared that they were making about $8,000 or $10,000 a month with AdvoCare. And I thought Brett was going to punch him, but it's so crazy because I mean we were both like, "You're making what?" And I told Brett, I said, "Listen, we do not have time to make $8,000 or $10,000 a month. I don't sell stuff really. The cookies are just because I put a picture on the Facebook and someone buys a dozen." I'm like, "But I see this as a way to make $1,000 a month." Guys, we got involved with AdvoCare to someday make $1,000 a month. We are so passionate about that $1,000. Is that if you just keep helping more people, that $1,000 can grow. And along with that growth, you know what happens? You start dreaming again. And when you start dreaming again, you come back to life. And that's what's happened for us. And I'm going to let my awesome husband talk now. Oh my gosh. Wow! Okay. And he's going to take out his shirt. He actually has put on 5 inches. I'm not kidding. Here. Okay, sorry. Okay. Sorry. I already knew where that was going. Okay. This is Phil. This is on video. Oh my gosh. Yes, Brett's gonna close it out. Oh gosh, right now it's 7:30. You got like 5 minutes. You're awesome.
You had 20.
I know.
What am I even?
You're just gonna pick up
Whatever I want
like
to
we
talk
get
about.
involved. Yeah, whatever you want.
My turn.
It's time to do.
She's thrown me all off. Right.
Go, Brett.
All right, so really at that. So $1,000 a month, and really, I guess before I really talk about that, I guess I want to really. You guys are all here for a reason, especially the new people. And you've heard so many people up here stand and say this was why they got involved with AdvoCare. And I guess the biggest question is what's your why? And what's your why not then if you decide not to do AdvoCare? You heard, mortgage, bankruptcy, divorce, fighting like crazy. You've heard the weight loss stories. It may be time, it may be money, it may be you don't like your job, it may be whatever given reason that is, but if decide today that you're going to make a change. Because if you do nothing, I promise you, next year on this same day, you'll be in the same situation. If you try AdvoCare, if nothing else, you're going to be surrounded by 100 people in a room in Centerville that's all going to pour positivity into you. And I think that's the most important thing is you have a support system that will help you get whatever you're looking for in life. For us, it was $1,000 a month. We started sharing and helping people. In our second month in AdvoCare, we earned $1,000, and that was life changing to us. 4 months in, we had our first $2,000 a month. It allowed us to take our family to Disney, and again, that was on our bucket list. I mean, to take our family to Disney. 4 kids is very hard to do that. So we took our kids to Disney, had a phenomenal time. I remember driving home from that trip, and Dawn looks at me. She goes, "Next year, Brad, if we're successful, we're going to bring a family with us." And over the last, it'll be here in a couple weeks, over February 14th. We'll be taking our 4th, 5th, and 6th family, all expenses paid, to Disney over the last 3 years. And that's what AdvoCare is all about. It's all about us paying it forward and helping other families reach their dreams and potential. And I promise I'll get tears when I see all those kids walking in, seeing Mickey Mouse the first time, and seeing our kids, get to help, those families really experience that. And Reese just had a little project at school, and she said, "I'm really happy that my parents are going to let us take 3 families to Disney this year." That's my little 8-year-old daughter, and that's what's really special for us. So kind of fast forward 7 months in, so passed on teaching salary. 9 months in, she walked away and became a stay-at-home mom to our 4 children. And to be honest, guys, that's the moment I got involved with AdvoCare. Up to that point, I'm a shy guy. This is not in my comfort zone by any stretch of imagination. I remember she said, "I'm going to start having this." I said, "Great, I'll sit in the back."
Holly.
I'm not talking. Red face in the back. call us, you know. But you know, 9 months in, I realized Dawn was coming to events like this. And she was coming home dreaming and having aspirations about where we were going to go in life, and I was still stuck in my own little world with the depressing and a struggle for me. So 9 months, I really got involved, and 12 months in, because of the work Dawn did, I was able to become a stay-at-home dad. And to be honest, that's the most important thing to me, is spending time with my kids. You know, the income we make is wonderful. You know, the prestige of being a diamond in AvoCare is not why I do it. It's really to hang out with my kids, because they're only gonna be around for a very short time. They're gonna be off and gone. My 14-year-old is already pretty much dad's second fiddle, you know, and it won't be long before the rest of them are going to do the same thing. So that's really what is exciting to me, and that's what drives Dawn and I now. Because how many families tell their kids no to time and money, and time and money are going to hold people back from helping their kids have the dreams that they want to do, and that's really what drives now. So, you know, if you're not sure if this is for you, I mean, honestly, talk to the person that brought you and get some more information, because your friends and family are going to hear about AvoCare, and they're going to have a life-changing spark given to them, and they're going to get involved. And I really think you should be the one that shares with them. You can walk that journey with them, because there's nothing better than not going to bed at night, stressing about money, waking up in the morning, stressing about money, and just always having that pit in your stomach about the phone ring and all those things. And truly, we get to enjoy life and do basically whatever we want to do. And we choose to be a place like this because you guys really feel us to continue to push forward. So.
Yeah, and I always have to have closing words.
So I'm not
It'll
gonna,
take 5 more minutes.
I'm not gonna share Blake's story tonight. Our son, you can ask him. He's here, Broadway Blake. He's amazing. You know, this vehicle and the people in it have changed the entire trajectory of that kid's life. But you know, I want to share something else. You know, every spring my son would come home with those postcards to go to summer camp. And, you know, as a teacher, I would pass them out to my students. And I knew when I got home, Mason was going to, you know, bring one home and beg us to send him away to camp for a week and be outdoors and all that fun stuff. And, you know, every summer I had to say no. I mean, those camps are $500 for Camp Wilson. And, you know, I'll never forget, after we had been involved in AvoCare for about 9 months, he brought home that postcard. And I was like, oh my gosh, yeah, you know what, buddy, we're going to let you go to Camp Wilson this summer. And, you know, Mason's a great kid, and he's tried about every sport there is, but sports just aren't his thing. Poor Brett, he's a ballet dancer and a guy that likes to play with bugs. But, but, you know, he went away to camp, and I tell you what, that is all he talked about from the time he got home until the following summer was how much fun he had at camp. And that second summer, he said, you know, Mom, he said, can Lexi go with me? Can she go too? And so we paid $1,000 that second summer to let Mason and Lexi go to that camp. And they had the best time. And literally, like, Mason bribed Brett into making a Gaga pit in our backyard, which is one of these camp games that they play. And so him and Mason built this Gaga pit. And, you know, this past summer, he's like, can Blake and Reese come too? And so Lexi was too cool, because she's in middle school now. She didn't want to go. But Blake and Reese went to camp. And, you know, I'm just sharing this story because this is what happens in AvoCare. You start off achieving little small victories for your family, and if you just don't quit, and if you keep helping people, that will just continue to grow and become more as you become more. And so today, and I don't know how many of you guys even know this, but you know, our passion today, our huge why, I mean, obviously aside, you know, from helping all of you guys, is we have a family dream to open up a camp called Camp Freedom. And Mason, it was all his idea. He has little drawings of it in his room, and we talk about it all the time. We actually have a fund that we put a good chunk of money into every single month, so that someday, and we know that someday is going to be in about 9 years, that we will have this camp for kids that can't afford to go to camp. And, you know, that is going to be our legacy. Mason already knows he's going to college, and then he's taking over Camp Freedom. And Blake's already said there will be a performing arts center there, and he will choreograph a play. And, you know, Lexi wants to have horses, and, you know, Reese just is excited at you. But, you know, but how awesome, and I think about
how many amazing people we have that are going to be a part of that with us someday. And, you know, that's really the heart and soul of AdvoCare. It's about respecting and strengthening families. That's why Charlie created this. And, you know, we're just, again, so grateful to be here tonight. And we have a team call tonight at 9:30. And, you know, some great people are going to be speaking tonight. I really hope you guys take advantage of that because there's so many other great stories that you can hear. And then we'll be at Don Lawrence's Clubhouse, not too far from here on Tuesday night. And then we have a mixer, our very first one at our new home in Cincinnati on Thursday night, and you're more than welcome to come. And, you know, I just want to kind of leave you with this because I'm sure some of you might be thinking, well, you know, that's great, but I don't know, everybody might already know about AdvoCare. Maybe that I found out about this too late. And I just want to leave you with this, that right now, this company that's 22 years old in the making, just now has reached about 500,000 distributorships. There are over 300 million people in this country that, I mean, think about the numbers, okay? 300 million people and only 500,000 are distributors in AdvoCare. We are facing two of the biggest crises, really I think three. The obesity epidemic, the financial crisis, and the positivity epidemic, right? We offer solutions to all of those. The baby's saying, shut up, woman, you gotta get off. So, I just want you to understand that there has never been a better time to get serious and to forge a better future for your family. And if you're just looking for $1,000, we can absolutely help you do that. But if you're looking for more, we can help you do that too. And so don't ever put those self-imposed limitations that it's too late, because most of those 500,000 people are product users. So you really have amazing odds of having success in AdvoCare if you're willing to lock arms with people like Lori and Dave here, two of just the most amazing, greatest leaders in our team. So thank you so much.
Right, and also, last thing I want to say is Dave and Holly, thank you for putting this on.
Yeah.
Awesome. We appreciate
Yes,
you guys
we do.
having this all
All
here.
right. Thank you so much.